not fear death. The best part of you is mine.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's FMAM here, and I want to bring a more detailed analysis of my Roach Ravager build. Everybody's been asking me. I think I didn't do enough details in the last couple of videos that I've made about it. I think I made 2 videos about this in the past, and they were kind of detailed, but I really want to go into like each timing of what I'm doing. I've really refined this build so that I can get the best out of it, you know. So we'll go into this game. This is against a Grandmaster's Terran player, and I'm just going to talk through the kind of shit that I'm doing in this game. So we've discussed this before. Everyone should know that I do this build. 17 gas, 17 pool, 17 not 17. I was gonna say 17 fucking roach roaring. That's just retarded. 17 gas, 17 pool, 17 expansion, 19 roach warren. Okay. So we'll just speed this up. 17 gas, 17 pool. When I get enough minerals, walk down. 17 expand, drone to 19. When you get 19, your pool should finish up just afterwards if you're doing it perfectly, and then you just wait for the 50 gas because you'll be at around about 100. Put down your roach warren. 18. I built another drone this game. 18 queen. I'll put it in the description of the video, the exact build order. 18 queen, I did 19. Now, pause it here. The reason why I do 18 queen instead of 19 queen, because I built my roach warren at 19. I'm at 18 supply now. The reason why I save up and don't put a drone between that is because if you build it at 18, I've played this build like 80 times or something on ladder. If you build it at 18, that's around about the time that this Reaper is going to get to your base. So we'll show you. I end up losing a drone this game, but you don't lose a drone if you do it at 18 instead of 19, which is what I did it at. It comes in, and now look at this timing. I'm about 8 seconds off, and if I had have done it at 18, it would have popped up in like 1 second from now. So you do it at 18 instead, and then you drone to 22, and then you build an overlord. Your overlord pops just after your roach warren does, and you have 2 larvae. You make 2 roaches with it, and then your next 2, because it's 4 ravagers, your next 2 larvae will come from one from your main, and then your expansion will come. The larvae come at the exact same time. So if we hold on, slow it down. The larvae popped here. Larvae popped here, straight away I have 4 roaches on the way. Really simple. Again, I lose a drone here. The queen should have been already out and making this Reaper go home. This Reaper, why did I press back? I don't know what the hell, just how far away I just seeked. Alright, back to here. I want to see if the Reaper sees the roach warren. Yeah, Reaper sees the roach warren. So he knows he has limited time to do some damage. He gets 1. He wouldn't have got that if that queen had been out earlier, the 1 supply earlier. And now we make our roaches. We want to morph the roaches into ravagers as soon as possible. Actually, I want to go back a little bit. Okay, so when the 4 roaches come out, you have 30 supply. You make a queen at your natural, and then you make an overlord. And then after that, you morph 2 roaches into ravagers. You only stay on the 4 roaches. You want to morph the ravagers as soon as possible because ravagers are faster than roaches. And then you want to start droning this base here. So you make the overlord at around 30 supply when you build all your shit, and then this comes out perfectly. Alright, while you're moving across the map, you build an extractor at the base that you're saturating, and then you move out across the map. I don't really have to explain, you just kind of like, don't lose anything, and use the overlords that you built at the start to give vision on the high ground, but you want to get 3 guys in the gases as soon as that comes up, and keep poking down, keep doing damage. I got 2 supply depots here. I supply blocked them pretty hard, which is really nice. The tank is what drives you away. As soon as you see this tank, and you start taking damage from the tank, is when you want to dip out. So I run home, like, pretty soon here. I'm floating a little bit. Let's open the production tab. Drones, nothing but drones. This base is almost droned up at around 5 minutes. This base is almost fully droned up. So that's a timing that you want to try and hit. Around 5 minutes you want your base joined up. I could have taken this earlier because I had the money to, but I was microing it home. Not really a big deal. It's fine. And now we want to, as we're taking our third base, we want 4 gases. Also, I forgot to say this, but once you have your 4 Ravagers, your next 100 gas goes into a lair. You want this lair as soon as possible because we're going to start our spire as soon as the lair is finished. Okay. So the reason why we go home when we see the tank isn't because we can't do any more supply depot damage and shit. It's because of crap like this. He's going to do drops now. This is why we send our Ravagers home. This is why they're in the middle of my base defending. They're not at the front. They're inside my base. I see it with an Overlord. Oh, also, every time while you're doing all your attacking, you should be making like Overlords here and there so you can keep droning. It's going to be really hard to do, but I've gotten pretty decent at it. I didn't really get supply block too far in the early of this game. Now I have like 20 supply ahead. Lots of drones, really good for me. And he's sending a Liberator to the side too. But every single time you make an Overlord, as you can see, my Overlords are running to spread themselves out. You really want to do, because he knows you're going to Roach Ravagers, he's going to try and take advantage of the fact that you're so immobile. So what he's going to do is he's going to drop a lot. You need Overlord spread like fucking crazy. All of my Overlords right now are going to different places on the map. They want to get spread out. You want to be able to know when shit's coming. I saw this coming with my Overlord, really important. He drops all this shit, and now I drop a whole bunch of corrosive biles, kill the tank and the medevac. Huge for me. That was a mistake by him. He shouldn't have let that happen. And he realizes it with the big O face. And he realizes that he can't do a lot of damage with this Liberator, so he makes he just kills the Overlord. So in response to this aggression, I've got so many times where I've like lost a Ravager or some shit, and it's been really annoying. And then because I lost a Ravager and I've been droning so hard this entire time, then I get fucked. So I made a couple more roaches. I think there's around 4 or 5. Yeah, there's another one down there. And now I'm getting upgrades for everything. Because I've gotten my gas so early, I can afford to get all my upgrades with this spy being done. I can get +1/+1, and I can get roach speed started straight away before I've even finished droning my third base. And I get a creep queen. I didn't usually do that, but I got a creep queen. I've been doing that in every game lately because creep is super important for this build. You need to be mobile, you need to be able to defend your third base and shit. So he comes in with his Liberator. Because I knew it was here, all my shit's ready to defend, and then he runs away with that. Didn't do much damage. So the most important thing about me droning up so hard is that I didn't take any damage at all. Look at this, 11 fucking drones are coming. I got 1-1 on their way, 11 drones, spy's almost done. This is a really, 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 really good position for me. My army's pretty big compared to his, and my economy is just fucking insane. Look at this, 70 drones to 50. My supply is really high too. Now, around about 9 minutes is the time that I usually like trying to max out. I do break down the back rocks. I take it, as soon as this base is saturated, I usually take a 4th base. And when I take my 4th base, and I start waiting for this 1-1 to finish. My usual timing, I usually sit in my base. I made 6 mutalisks, I don't know where they are. 6 mutas here. I have Overseer ready, just in case of Banshees. I forgot to mention that, but you make an Overseer with your mutalisks to make sure there's no Banshees. You want your Spire out as soon as possible, layer out as soon as possible so you can get these mutas out. These mutas, I made a couple of them. You just set them in your base. You just wait for drops, and you take them out, easy peasy shit, right? So, I don't know where the production tab's gone. Now that I have this base saturated, I've moved all the drones over there, because it doesn't really matter. I don't want to do that later on when I'm fighting. I have the time to spare my APM to do that now. Creep is important too. And I'm not getting any upgrades for my Mutalisks. I don't need them. I just need them to kill medevacs and possibly Liberators in his army in a fight. But apart from that, these Liberators here. This is what I need the mutas for. And they attack the Marines instead. But you get the idea. But, what's it called? Fucking Mutalisks are doing their job. Had a big enough army to deal with that. Now I start 2-2. I get my gases on my third earlier than I did this game. You want to get them up at about like half saturation at your third base is when you want to start getting up your gases at your third. And then that way, when as soon as I start 2-2, this is when I'm attacking. If he didn't attack, I wouldn't have moved out yet. I move out as 2-2 hits. I should have had more supply, but I lost it all from fighting. As you start 2-2, I have my Mutilus at home just in case he tries to drop while I'm doing this aggression. But I start 2-2, that's when I move out. Make as many roaches as possible, spam all your roaches, have a bunch of overlords so you can spam roaches, try to max out. And then, because I've made 2-2, I don't need any more gas right now. I could start a infestation pit, but that's only 100 gas. So as soon as I start 2-2, that's when I morph everything into roaches. I have the 4 Ravagers from the start, or however many survived. And then I morph as many as possible into Ravagers, and then keep making roaches, and then that's when I push across the map with the big army. If the push trades evenly or doesn't do amazingly, that's when I, what's it called? That's when I start joining my third base and start teching to hive. But I do a massive, almost maxed out push with as many roaches and Ravagers as possible. I spend all my gas, and I just got these 3 Ravagers here to deal with this. Oh, and also, this game I made Corruptors. I don't know where they are. Here they are. I make the Mulis at the start of the game because it helps me deal with tanks and stuff in the early game. But in the late game, I don't need help dealing with too many tanks, and 6 Mulis don't really deal with a lot of tanks in the late game because of the Marines defending them. So instead of remaking, because I lost the Mutalisk in the last fight, instead of remaking Mutalisks in that fight, I make Corruptors. They're hard to kill, and they take out Liberators and Medivacs because you don't want him to have immortal tanks with just picking up the tanks and not letting them die ever. So you get the Corruptors to take out the Medivacs so he can't use his tanks effectively. He can't use his Liberators very well. And then you just keep making roaches and get 3-3, and then you can do whatever you want from there. You can get Ultras, you can get Hydra, Viper, Infesta, whatever the fuck you want. But this is just kind of a basing of what you want to do. And then yeah, this is a Grandmaster player, so this build works against a lot of people. Apparently I stayed in the game for ages. I think I just alt-tabbed to do some shit. Someone was saying I was super excited about winning the game, so I alt-tabbed, but that's not the case. But yeah, this is in-depth analysis. Also, even if you don't drone up your 4th base, you want your gases going on them. My gas was really low this game. I couldn't really make a lot of Ravagers. As you can see, all my guys have roaches right now, and I had very few Ravagers. Corrosive Vial is a really good spell. I got my Hive going. I mean, yeah, my Hive. And Infestation Pit. So around about when 2-2's halfway done is when you want to get your... Actually, you can do it even earlier. When you start 2-2, you can take Infestation Pit so you can get Hive quick. And then make sure you take the gases on your 4th base. I didn't do that this game. That's important. And your money just skyrockets. You have really good economy behind this because you defended all the drops. The drop defense is one of the biggest parts of this build. I took out 2 supply depots at the start of the game. That's not a lot. I didn't take out any SCVs at all. So yeah, it was just the macro behind this. The fact that I was building drones and building overlords so I didn't get supply blocked and still building drones, that I was able to get this big economy. And then I defended all of his drop aggression very well. I lost like 2 drones out of the 1 drop here and the Liberator over here. So that was super important as well. So yeah, this is my in-depth Roach Ravager analysis. That's really hard to say sometimes, a Roach Ravager. But anyway, just make sure you build a lot of overlords. Make sure you have really good overlord spread so you don't get dropped, and then you'll be able to max out on roaches. You have to remember though, when you start making roaches, when this 3rd base is saturated and you start taking your 4th, you need to build a lot of overlords. Unless he's pushing across the map, you should almost build, like, if you're at 100 supply, you should almost build up to 200 supply of overlords before you even start like thinking about moving out. Because then you can just constantly make roaches and never get supply blocked, and because your income is so good, and you should be injecting a lot too. Hit all your injects, make a lot of overlords, make drones in the early game, don't die, and see how much damage you can do. Don't stay in here for too long. As soon as there's a bunker here and you can't move up, and he's repairing it, and there's nothing much you can do, that's when you want to run home and defend against all the drops and shit. Make extra roaches if you feel threatened. Make sure you have like an overlord here so you know when he's pushing out, because early game pushes against this build because you're droning with 4 Ravagers after you run away. So if he pushes out with a big bio tank army, you lose the game. You need to know when he's coming. Keep an overlord there, or maybe even an overseer, and you can make changeling, so you know when he's coming, and then you don't die. But apart from that, GG everyone, make sure to go cause some mayhem.
Do not fear death. The best part of you will come.